Welcome, college basketball fans, to the Full Court Press Podcast with LT and Sammy D. This is the podcast that brings you legendary stories from college basketball's golden era and dives in deep with a current analysis of today's game. Get ready for the most energetic and entertaining college basketball podcast around. Let's get it.
Hello and welcome to another Full Court Press, a college basketball coaches show. Luke Taylor here. Sam is on the bench today, as I like to say it. We got a really good one, so don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review wherever you watch or follow the Full Court Network. If you're watching on YouTube, smash the subscribe button. Also, check out the College Basketball Weekly that airs on Tuesdays. We talk all college basketball. So I'm excited, okay? So we were honored a couple months ago to have the first ever Bear Award winner on our show. Unfortunately, this gentleman has not won the Bear Award at the College of Worcester and didn't even graduate from the College of Worcester, which is even more disappointing because I feel like everybody graduates there. He's got a good enough story to kind of say why he didn't. But we got Mercer head men's basketball coach Ryan Ritter. Welcome to the Full Court Press, Coach.
Hey, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Excited to be on here.
Yeah, absolutely. So you transferred. That's why you didn't graduate from the College of Worcester.
Yeah, I wasn't tough enough to for that Northeast Ohio weather. I was up there 2 years, and College of Worcester, obviously tremendous academic spot. Coach Moore, one of the best coaches in the history of college basketball. But I did make the move down south to go back and play for my dad at Embry-Riddle. So I was not able to get that Bear Award.
Yeah, it's okay. Maybe one day. I don't know. Coach Pedon got it. Who's at Illinois State, and we gave him a hard time about it. But it's pretty nuts when you talk about weather. I mean, obviously, I feel like everyone in America is having bad weather right now. But it's a little bit chilly up in northeastern Ohio. So second year at Mercer. Obviously building from last year, 14 and 19. I've noticed kind of a trend in your previous spot that now Mr. GQ, Jeremy Schulman, we call him GQ after his clothing attire, as you've seen. First year at UT Martin, 8 and 22, then 19 and 14, then 21 and 11. I feel like your second year is always good. Why do teams you look at yourself, you're 13 and 8 right now, 5 and 3 in conference, doing well, playing good basketball. What is so crucial between that first and second year, do you think?
Well, great question. First off, the shout out to my guy, Jeremy Schulman, GQ. That's hilarious. That's my guy over there, man, doing a tremendous job with the Skyhawks. Happy for those guys. But I think, it is different in today's landscape and climate. Obviously we wanted to have more wins last year, 14 wins, not the standard we want to be at. But I think it does take some time to figure out your niche at the job. And, my first year, Bethune-Cookman, we were able to get it going a little quicker. But Martin and Mercer felt like we had a really good plan going into the first year. But the truth is, we weren't recruiting the right players for our level, the right players for our school, the right players to help us win at a rate that we want to. And so last year, the SOCON is unique. It's a very offensive-driven league, ton of great coaches. And it was about mid-February last year, and we're on the way home from ETSU, and it kind of had gathered enough information to say, hey, listen, I don't know if we're going to figure it out this year, but I think we're going to have a heck of a plan going into recruiting class next year and really being able to, not just win it in the Southern Conference, but win at Mercer, because each institution is different. So I think it's analyzing, it's understanding where you are and how to win, and then, putting that plan into action. And we've been fortunate this year to jump off to a good start.
Yeah. How much do you like the current basketball college landscape and the idea of, maybe building a new roster every year? Do you like that? I mean, have you embraced it? I mean, you obviously have. I mean, you've taken that step, but do you think it's sustainable long-term?
I don't know a whole lot different as a head coach. When I was in junior college for 4 years, we rebuilt the roster every year. Maybe you keep a guy for 2 years, and then, Bethune-Cookman, UT Martin, loved my experiences there, but not maybe destination spots for a lot of guys. So we've been fortunate to kind of understand the landscape. And would I love to have guys for 2, 3, 4 years? Absolutely. But I think at the end of the day, the reason I started coaching was to impact young people. And, maybe it's not 2, 3 years anymore, 4 years, maybe it's 9 months. And I don't think it has to change. It just kind of challenges you. How much can you impact in that 7, 8, 9, 10 months? And is it sustainable? I think there has to be some changes, right, for college basketball. But, I think for what it is right now, we've absolutely embraced it. We get to coach college basketball. No one's forced me to do this every day. It's a joy to wake up every day and go in the office and be with dudes I really enjoy and try to win games.
Yeah. 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 How difficult was it to leave UT Martin for Mercer? I mean, obviously Mercer, the legend of Sam Mitchell.
Yeah, UT Martin was a really cool spot, man. I got to give shout out Kurt McGuffin, athletic director up there, took a chance, hired me from Bethune-Cookman, and kind of an outside the box hire. It was a junior college, then a HBCU head coach, and then going to try to win in the OVC. Didn't have a lot of Tennessee ties, but I'll tell you the cool thing about that place, man. It's a small town, but that may be the greatest collection of good-hearted people I've ever been around. I mean, you talk about maybe a little step back in time. They make you feel at home. They make you feel comfortable. It was really cool for our family to kind of just take a step back and focus on the things that are truly important, faith, family, and friends. And so that was a real special time. But, it's always hard to leave jobs that you care about. But I felt like Mercer was one we couldn't turn down. It's had some great historical success. It's closer to home. It's in a great basketball league. And I think it's a job that they were just really hungry to take that next step. So it's been a tremendous move for me and our family.
Yeah. It's probably warmer too. Not to knock Martin, Tennessee. I mean, everything's warmer than where I live right now, but you got some key players. Okay. When did you start recruiting Canadians?
Well, it's funny. And I mean, I really 2013, I got my first head coaching job at Daytona State, and really the market was open everywhere. And you're trying to figure out how to put the best product on the floor. And wasn't necessarily that we'd actually targeted Canadians in the past, just hadn't been able to find the right ones for the right spot. And, with Baraka Koji, he's a guy that we had known since his high school days at DME in Daytona Beach. So we tried to recruit him at UT Martin, almost 3 years ago. Obviously, it wasn't probably the right fit. He signs at George Mason out of high school and has a really good year. And so we had tried to recruit him previous. And then, Armani Mighty, obviously another Canadian for us, just off to a tremendous start, kind of recruited him alongside Baraka. And
it's great to see that 2 Canadians are leading your squad in scoring. Just going to throw that out there, being a Canadian.
Well, my wife's Canadian too. So,
wonderful.
Yeah.
Don't ask me. Don't tell me she's from Winnipeg. I don't know her.
She was born in Belleville.
So. The Bulls, man, the Belleville Bulls, OHL,
Belleville
baby.
Bulls.
Yeah, see, I know about Belleville Bulls, but I mean, you're looking at a lot of kids. Like, I see a lot of kids transferring. You might not get them the first time, you might not get them the second time, but you sure as hell might get them the third time. I mean, what is that recruiting pitch throughout the kind of progressions of 3 different potential opportunities?
Well, I think it starts, you got to be absolutely transparent with why you're recruiting a kid. And everybody's roles are different. They're all valuable, but they're all different. And so, I always say this, I'd rather miss a kid on the front end because we told him the truth than he gets here and all of a sudden his role, his situation, something's different than maybe what we told him on the front end. So, with a guy like Baraka, for example, never guarantee playing time. We don't guarantee XYZ, but we did paint the picture of, hey, man, you've got an opportunity to come in and be a major piece to a winning program.
Right.
You're a guy that's really good with the ball in your hands. You can be one of the most electric point guards in our league. Here's what we've done in the last couple of years with our point guards. Jordan Sears, Malik Maitland, Ahmad Robinson. So we have, statistical backing to show, hey, this could be you if you maximize. And obviously he liked the vision. Made a choice to stick with us. And I think, you're seeing him have great success, and he fits the way we play.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's warmer in Georgia than it is in Brampton, Ontario. Where do you see, I know we talked a little bit off air about the SOCON conference. Where do you kind of see it going? I feel like all these games, once conference starts, let's be honest. I mean, you're playing for one bit. I mean, let's just call a spade, unfortunately. That's why I think they should expand it to like 256 teams so you can have like 6 teams in, but it would take
Let's do it.
7
I'm
years
in.
to play. I know.
I'm
I
in.
still like Billy Donlin's idea of 96, and each conference gets 2 bids, one for the regular season and one for the conference tournament. If you have if the same, like you win both, then they can decide who gets the second one. But I would like to see that, but I'm obviously in the minority right now in many ways. But where do you see the conference going? I mean, do you see some separation kind of starting to happen? Are you seeing, what kind of? It feel like it's almost a soap opera, but what are you seeing from the conference so far in just conference play?
Yeah, I think there's obviously, some teams that are off to some good starts, and some teams that maybe, whether it's injury or bad luck or whatever it may be early on. I think we have a very I think we have a very good league, number one, but I think we also have a very balanced league. And I think if you look at the standings today, obviously ETSU is a game ahead of Wofford, but I got great respect for all those teams. I don't see anybody just running away with the league. I think it's too balanced. You look at a team like Sanford. I think they might be 3-5 right now. I mean, they're as good as anybody in this league. Lenny Acuff is as good a coach as there is. So I don't see the necessary standing at the end of the year having a major determination who goes to the tournament. Could someone run away? Absolutely, it could happen. But there's just too many good teams that are very similar that could come down to a shot or two. And I really do think there's 6-7 teams that could go into Asheville and have a chance to win 3 games.
Yeah. So you got 2 games coming up to end this month. You got UNC Greensboro, Coach Jones, and then VMI, which is much improved over the years. What are you looking for in those next 2 games?
Well, I think the truth is we had won 5 games in a row and felt like we were playing really good basketball, and we were. And obviously go to Wofford, take a tough loss at the buzzer. And I think the thing for our group is we can't be results driven. We got to take the things that we can learn from wins and losses, and would have loved to continue to win and stay on that win streak. But we're going to go face a Mike Jones team who I think is one of the best coaches in our league. They're tough. They win every year. They finish in the top 3. To go find a way to sweep those guys on our court, it's gonna be really tough. Those guys are 4-4 right now. I'll be shocked if they don't finish in the top 4 or 5 in this league, just because history repeats itself, and those guys are going to figure it out. And then obviously playing VMI, they just play that funky zone. I mean, and give Andrew Wilson credit. I mean, it's incredible what he's doing over there. And obviously the wins aren't where he wants them this year. They lost the preseason player of the year so far. Maybe he comes back, maybe he doesn't. But it's every night in this league. You look at, Citadel beats Furman the other night. Western Carolina beats ETSU. Everything happens it can happen on any given night here. So, we got our hands full. We got to regroup after a tough L and figure a way to beat a really good UNCG team for the second time in 2 weeks.
Yeah, which is always tough. I tell kids the kids that I coach now, my own kids, I say, it's easy to beat them once per se, but it's really difficult to beat anybody twice, and it doesn't matter who it is. But it's funny, you talk about the funky zone from VMI. They're obviously different discipline because they're Virginia Military Institute. Your stats have tied for 36 in the nation points per game, and then rebounding top 100. Those will be tested against that zone, don't you think?
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. We played them up at their spot, less than 10 days ago almost. And shoot, man, we couldn't score. I mean, at the end of the day, we struggled to put the ball in the bucket.
Should have checked how big the baskets were.
Well, they must have not been the right size because we couldn't put that thing in there. So, I mean, I think their defense had something to do with it.
Yeah.
But you mentioned it. We didn't shoot the ball particularly great that night. 3 of 21 from 3, but we found a way to rebound the basketball. Brady Shoulders, Connor Servant, Armani Mighty. They showed up in a big way on the glass for us that night, and found a way to win a road game in a really tough place to play.
Yeah. What would you say the toughest place to play in the SOCON is? What's the toughest arena to coach in?
That's a really good question. This year I played in Furman for the first time. Last year they were being renovated, so that was my first experience there. I think ETSU has a tremendous home court. They do a great job getting out there supporting. And obviously, it's a far drive for us, so you're going there 6 hours. If I had to pick one, man, Wofford's is incredible. Chat does a great job. I'd probably say ETSU right now, but again, we hadn't been successful at Furman, at Wofford, or at Chat, or at ETSU. So they're all tied for me right now.
Yeah, that's true. What would you say of all your years coaching? What was the toughest place to coach in? Non-conference, just anywhere.
Texas Tech, back when Chris Beard was there. It was we played them after they had gone to the Elite Eight, maybe. And man, I'm talking, fire cannons, and there's a blackout. I mean, and they jumped out 7-0 in the first 32 seconds. And we had to call timeout and tell the guys, hey, I don't know if anybody knows, but the game started about 30 seconds ago. Try to regroup. That was probably at that particular time the best arena I had played in.
Yeah. Did they throw any tortilla chips at you guys?
Man, I don't know what they were doing. We were down 30 before I could even think about it. So they probably did everything, honestly.
That's funny. Yeah, I've heard some interesting stories about Texas Tech. I guess they throw Doritos or nacho chips, or I don't know what goes on in the Big 12, but yeah, Chris Beard had those teams, the Red Raiders, rolling when he was there. But and they still are rolling. So we do a little thing called the shot clock. Sam usually introduced it, but since he's on the bench today, due to disciplinary actions, I will have to do it. So I'm just going to ask you some kind of fun, quick, easy questions. Some could be one-word answers. Obviously, if you have a story, you can use more than one word. We have had a coach try to use one word, which is kind of comical in itself, but we'll just have some fun and probably open up some different stuff. So biggest misconception of SOCON hoops?
We're offensive driven, so people think it's a soft league. It is not soft. It's very physical.
Okay. Best coaching advice you're ever given, and one you probably use on a daily basis?
It'd be my dad, and it's build genuine relationships with everyone in and out of the program, whether it's the manager, the head coach, best player, admin, but you got to build genuine relationships before you do any type of coaching.
Due to your father being a coach, did you always want to be a coach?
Well, I was going to play in the NBA.
Yeah, you and me both. I mean, there's still time. I mean, I could play college as a quarter right now, 49, 3 kids, and can't touch my toes, but I can play college, obviously.
Hey, if you can shoot the ball, you can play for us. But no, yeah.
How far from, Coach?
How far do you have to be able to shoot the ball from?
Yeah.
We shoot a lot of threes, so I mean, those are worth more than twos right now.
Yeah. Well, not if I get fouled and I make the the N1, but yeah, I think I'll pass. But when did it hit you that you wanted to be a coach, I guess?
I think like towards my junior, senior year in college, knew that, hey, I wanted to stay in basketball. Didn't know exactly what. Obviously, wasn't going to play professional, and that was kind of the hey, I want to get in and I want to coach. Didn't know what level, didn't know how, but knew I wanted to coach then.
Yeah. Obviously, your dad was a positive and positive role model in coaching because you went into it. So, yeah, that's awesome. You obviously picked a good profession. Okay, we're talking about physicality, okay? Who leads the conference as a team in team fouls?
Team fouls.
Or I like to put, which of the officials like this coach the least?
Probably me.
No. They actually like you, boss.
Yeah, no, we actually don't. Well, we don't foul ever.
Yeah.
We've never fouled the entire year.
No.
No, we actually don't foul a lot. Who leads us in maybe UNCG?
Nope. Number one is Western Carolina with 19.6 fouls per game. Chattanooga's second at 18.8. Coach Earl, there you go. His brother's nicer anyway. You are ninth.
Yeah.
Which officials like this team coach the best? Because 14.4 called fouls per game on this program. Who's number 10 in the conference?
Furman or ETSU?
Furman.
Yeah.
14.4. Okay. Who fouls the most on your team?
Either Zaire or Brady.
Who is it?
Probably Zaire. Brady.
2.1 steals a game. Unfortunately, 2.5 personal fouls called per game.
Well, I think the better question is who gets called for the fouls versus who fouls. There's some guys that get away with it, but no, that does not surprise me. I knew it'd be those two are the most physically aggressive.
Yeah. But you know what? I mean, Zaire doesn't get called as much. So I always love asking questions because it's always the coach that says who thinks they foul and who thinks they don't foul. It's like telling the kid, officials always appreciate when the kid's saying, I didn't foul him, and you go to the kid, you fouled him. And the official always appreciates that. You know what I mean? It's like someone stole your lunch money. All right, give me your funniest recruiting story.
Funniest recruiting story. Oh man, that's 18 years of recruiting. Let me think about.
You've had some interesting one if you're a JUCO coach, man.
I was man. So let me just think of a couple junior college ones. And I've got so many of these.
I imagine.
Yeah, so I'll tell you one about let's go Cottrell Pope. When we were at Bethune-Cookman, I think he was 2-time defensive player of the year. And this is a junior college kid that we recruited. Played up at Southeast Illinois, played at Chipola, then he played up at Southeast Illinois, and was getting recruited all over the place. I had a whole bunch of different offers, but his head coach was ultimately I ended up hiring and worked for me for 3-4 years. But so we're recruiting him, and we have our point guard at the time, Malik Maitland, was on the visit with him. He was his host, and so we're talking to guys at lunch, and we're like, well, hey, this is how we envision using you. This is what our offense looks like. This is what our defense looks like. And now, mind you, Cottrell Pope is leading the country in rebounds. So he's like, he's always okay. That's cool, coach. Whatever. And so we go to Outback, and little point guard Malik's like, Pope, like, where do you like to catch the ball, man? Where's your sweet spots? He's like, I don't care, man. Just throw that up there. I'll go get it off the board. And that was the day that I knew, like, man, Cottrell Pope is going to fit me just fine. Never called a play for him. Never did anything else. Led the league in rebounding 2 straight years and 2-time MEAC Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah. He was a ball player. He was a ball player. What was it like coaching in HBCU? We're big fans. We've had multiple coaches on the show, very misrepresented. HBCU. What was that like at Bethune-Cookman? I mean, they're playing some good ball right now, actually, this year too.
Yeah, they're playing great basketball. It was awesome. I mean, it was my first Division I head coaching job in my hometown. I'm 32 years old. I get third youngest Division I head coach in the country. I'm in my backyard, a place that I grew up playing AAU. But the actual experience of coaching at HBCU, I was there 4 years. We didn't get to play last year because of COVID. But really shaped a lot of my views, a lot of my outside of coaching as well as coaching. But I do think like guys like Lavelle and Rob Jones, man, those guys are unbelievable. He's unbelievable.
Rob Jones, yeah, we love
the model of consistency. What he's been able to do the last 7-8 years is incredible. But the passion that those students have for their universities, the way they travel, like every game we went to, I mean, we play at NCAA&T, we play at Howard, like we play at FAM, like it's an event. And so game experiences, I'm not sure it gets a whole lot better because of the passion they have for those programs. So special part of my journey, very appreciative of it. Lynn Thompson hired me at age 32, did something outside the box, and definitely made me a better coach, made me a better person.
Yeah, I can see that. We've had Rob Jones on the show multiple times. What he's done at Norfolk, like you said, has been remarkable. Even Coach Jackson, who's now at Alabama A&M, who left Grambling. I mean, Landon Bussey. We've had a whole bunch of Coach Broadhurst or Broadus. We've had a number of them, and Charlie Ward at FAMU now. So, okay. So if you were what would your spirit animal be?
Oh man. Probably like a rhinoceros, man. Rhino, Ryan Ritter. I'm Rhino,
One of the most fiercest animals out there, if you didn't know that.
You got to set the tone, man. You got to set the tone.
All right, last question. The song that best describes you. What's your walkout song?
Whew. My walkout song. Man, I'm so bad at music. I really like listen. What is my walkout song? Well, probably a walkout song. I mean, you guys don't probably don't even, I'm probably gonna go Florida Georgia line.
Okay.
Anything goes. Probably
Okay.
don't even know about that.
Okay. Okay. Hey, at least you gave me an answer. The last time I asked someone was Coach Jake Diebler at Ohio State. He said he was going to get back to me. So what him and Todd Golden have I feel like have a competition. Todd Golden's almost been a year to answer that question, but no, it always kind of tells you on if you walk out that first game at Mercer and that's the song you want in the background. But no, all good answers. We found a little bit about Ryan Ritter in the flesh. But last question we like to ask is we want to give you the platform. What can the Mercer fans, alumni, boosters be excited for the rest of the season? What can they look forward to?
Yeah, I appreciate that. For us, man, we're in year 2, and I really do feel like we're building something special here, and we're putting a good basketball product out there. We're 13-8, we're 5-3, a couple possessions away from being even better, but we have tremendous young people in our locker room, and I think with all the negativity sometimes that comes with NIL and transfer portal, and like these kids are waking up every day and putting something bigger than themselves in front of them, and I think that's why we're having success. And for what it's worth, man, this is a really fun group to coach. I'm having a blast every day. They're representing us the right way. They're fun to watch, and they bought into our vision. And as a coach, that's all you can ask for these guys.
Yeah.
I don't know how long we're going to have them. I hope we have everyone as long as their eligibility lasts. But the reality is, we probably won't, and that's okay as long as we can cherish every day with these guys. I think this group has a chance to do something really special. I think the foundation is being set for Mercer. And I think we can continue to expect the bar to continue to raise.
Yeah, I agree. And you probably like them pushing back that transfer portal, shrinking it a couple days and pushing it back. I still wish they waited a week after the national championship game, but whatever. Anything's better than what it was. But Coach, you're going to stick on for one more second. We really appreciate it. Check out Mercer. Check out the SOCON. It's really good basketball, really good teams, and it's going to be some dramatic finishes going as the season unfolds. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Check out College Basketball Weekly on Tuesdays. And if you are watching on our YouTube page, don't forget to subscribe. Press the subscribe button to the Full Court Network. We'll be back next week on a College Basketball Weekly. Full Court Press, College Basketball Coaches Show.